Hey, what's up, YouTube? So it hasn't been that long since I've made a video, I don't think, depending on when this actually goes up. But I'm gonna start off by saying, I'll start with this. Honestly, this video could have been avoided, um, if my account had just been fixed, but since it hasn't been, um, we're going to go into some details pretty much of uh, the ins and outs of TFAS. For those who don't know what TFAS is, it is Twin Flame Ascension School. For any of those who have been subscribed or have watched any of the free videos on this YouTube's channel, you all have seen that I was actually one of the students who graduated in the Wednesday 7 p.m. class. Um, so yeah, that's the introduction of who I am, the class that I was in, et cetera, et cetera. So pretty much what prompted this video, and there's been a lot of stuff going on in the TFAS community or around TFAS in general, and I've been keeping quiet. I haven't really put my 2 cents in, just because just didn't really care to get involved. Didn't feel like I had much to say, but it looks like this video apparently was destined to get created. So here we are. Um, So let me discuss what actually prompted this video. And if you see me out of different clothing or anything like that, it's because I'm going to be doing a lot of editing over a few days, putting everything together. I'm not sure how long this video is actually going to be, to tell you the truth, because I have a lot of information to go over. I have screenshots and stuff like that that I will be showing in this video, and so there'll be a lot of editing. I might have to come back and insert certain things or stop where I'm at and then kind of pick back up. But so let me preface, or let me talk about what actually prompted this video. So, like I said, once again, I was in the Wednesday class, 7 p.m. class for TFAS. I had been in the Wednesday class for a very long time. I want to say over 2 years. Um, was working with Jeff and Shaleia before the classes were even recorded, so it's been a while. I think I started working with Jeff and Shaleia in 2017. I honestly think it was Jeff I was working with originally, on a one-on-one session. I think I had 2 sessions before I went into the classes because he was offering that for a cheaper price, and being able to work with other people. So that once again that was happening for a while before the classes actually was being recorded, pretty much. So I had spent a lot of time and effort and money into TFAS. Um, Originally, when the group came out, we had a private Facebook group just for the people who were doing the classes. Originally, how it worked, Jeff was doing his own class sessions, and Shaleia was doing her own class sessions. And at some point in time, they decided to just kind of merge the classes into two different classes, but Jeff and Shaleia would be teaching as one instead of separately. So that's how it originally started. So, when the classes were being recorded, originally it was just the Wednesday class that was being recorded, but of course, they opened up, I think like 2 or 3 more classes to be recorded as well, and of course, sold as subscriptions. You had the one class pass, which was for those people who wanted to sign up for to view the classes and didn't want to pay the extra money for the all class pass. They would pay one subscription fee, and that would be for just the Wednesday classes. And then they had the all pass class for TFAS, which was, I think, including three classes, give or take, for total 3 different videos and classes, whatever. You had the Wednesday, I think there was 2 Wednesday classes or something, and another day that they had classes. But overall, they had three or so classes for TFAS going on, and then they had a separate subscription that was for the life purpose class, and they only had one class for that, so it wasn't like multiple classes going on for LP. Um, so, um, as a live student, um, in paying for these classes, and all the other students who were in the other recorded classes, we all had access to the Wednesday classes, the recorded Wednesday classes. That was that was pretty much what was relayed to us. If we wanted to pay extra to have the all pass class, we could, but because we were already paying for the live sessions, we would have full access and life access to the Wednesday class. Um, so of course, if for those who are not aware, the live classes have ended. They've ended sometime in October, November. I don't even freaking remember. But excuse me. So the classes ended. And for a while, I had access to my TFAS class and my life purpose class because I had paid for that on a separate subscription. So everything was kosher. At some point in time, HR had reached out stating that they were going to move the website and everything to a different website, or they were like revamping their website, or however they were doing that. But they were going to send out an email just with the new information. Everyone was still going to their accounts, nothing was going to change or anything like that. And I do have those emails. I've kept everything. And that was the end of it. The new website came out. They sent a notification. I was originally able to log in into my Wednesday class and also my life purpose class. Everything was kosher. Now this is where the interesting part comes up, and this is why I'm creating this video. So there has been a lot of drama going on, and we'll get into that later, but I just want to kind of address why this video is actually being made. So a student, an ex-student, reached out to me, and I'm not going to mention their name. Maybe if I get the permission, I'll probably mention it later on down the road. But they reached out to me stating that they were having issues logging into their account. They couldn't view their videos. And they had reached out and pretty much got some BS back. And I'll explain what was said because it was the same thing that was relayed to me. And I was like, that's weird because, I have access to all my classes and, no issue, because especially when we got the new website, I went on there, logged into my account, was able to pull up all the Wednesday class videos, no issue there. So something kind of told me to go and check the next day to see if I could actually log into my account. And I logged into my account and went into my life purpose videos, and everything was kosher. I had access to them. Everything was good. Everything was fine. And then I go into my TFAS classes. Now, with the TFAS class, it has two distinct buttons, and I'm going to post a video or a picture, screenshot somewhere on this, whether it be while I'm talking right now or later on down the road. But there's a specific button that says OCP and then ACP. So OCP, one class pass, and then ACP, all class pass. Well, I know I only have the Wednesday class. So I clicked on that button, and it says I don't have any permissions. I don't have permissions pretty much to this section of the website. And I was like, it's not right. Checked just to make sure, maybe there's some issues as far as the website. I checked the live purpose, and I'm able to log in and look at the videos, and everything's kosher. So I go back to the OCP again, and I click on it, one class pass, and I click on it, and it's still saying I don't have permissions again. So I'm like, okay, this what's going on? I'm gonna try to be as cool and collected in this video as possible. It's no guarantees. So I'll try to keep the profanity down to a minimum, or try to edit it out, but there's no guarantees on that, so you'll have to excuse me. So I reached out to their whoever for under the contact button that they have on their computer on their website. My computer was giving me issues, so I pretty much went back to one of the old emails that they had sent out regarding the login for the new website, and I reached out and said, I pretty much don't have permissions. I'll put what I posted up here as well, so you guys can actually see. There was a little bit of aggression in my email, at least how I wrote it. Anyway, because I was getting a little irritated for the simple fact that I didn't have access to something I had already paid for because I was paying for live classes. And for those who want to know, the live classes were $200 a month, $199 pretty much, but $200 every month. And mind you, that's over a span of like three and a half, almost 4 years, give or take. So you kind of figure out, you can do the math and figure out how much I'd actually invested into the community as far as paying for the coachings anyway. And I'm not discouraging paying for a service. Like, I'm an artist, so I expect someone to pay me for services rendered. And I expect to pay for services rendered. But just kind of give you an idea of like what I was spending over the course of like I said, 3.5, 4 years. So reached out to HR, whoever the heck they are, and told them I didn't have access to my account, saying I didn't have permissions, and I sent a screenshot. I try to be very thorough when it comes to information that I have or questions or concerns that I have, because I don't want there to be this whole misunderstanding for the most part. I try to do my best. So I get a response back, and like I said, I'll put everything up so you guys can actually see when I go back and edit this. But they responded back stating that pretty much that I had to upgrade to the all class pass in order to keep access to the Wednesday classes. Stating that pretty much, and like I said, I can't remember it verbatim, so off the top of my head, so I'll definitely post the stuff. But pretty much in general, it stated that I had to upgrade to the all class pass and pay an additional amount of money in order for me to have access, pretty much, and that I had until the end of the classes to get this done. Otherwise, like, I pretty much wouldn't have access to the Wednesday classes. That was never relayed to anyone in TFAS through any type of written communication or verbal that I can recall. It was always, if you're paying for the live classes, you will have access to the Wednesday class for life, and if you want to pay extra, then you can go for the all class pass in conjunction with that. So pretty much I responded back, and I was I was not thrilled. So and I'll put my response up as well. so you guys will be able to see that. But I told them that that was not what was relayed to me, and that they need to fix my account. I wasn't asking, I was telling them, you need to fix my account. So that's pretty much what is prompting this video. Excuse me. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on within this community, a lot of people who are coming out, a lot of ex-students, and we're going to dive deep into all of that. So I might have to break this video up because right now, I mean, just this introduction alone, we're at like 15 minutes right now. Probably gonna be a little bit longer with me pausing and posting everything up. But we're gonna talk about the Twin Flames. There was two different groups originally, two different Facebook groups. I kind of go into this real quick. So there was two different Facebook groups originally when TFAS started. You had the private Facebook group, which was for those who were actually in the live classes, and then you had a public Facebook group, which originally was people who wanted to be a part of the Twin Flame community through Jeff and Shaleia, but were not taking the live classes. At some point in time, Shaleia and Jeff did go ahead and merge the two because they, for whatever reason, you know, I'm pretty sure it was a lot of work just maintaining both groups because they were, for the most part, active in both groups, replying to people's posts and stuff like that. You know, they had merged the groups and things like that. So, and we'll do a little bit deep dive into that later, but we'll discuss how the so-called leaders of these groups treated people. Got screenshots of that too. I've got messages from people in the group as well as conversations of just belittling, bullying, talking down to people, trying to manipulate people. They even had, and they kept it was like a, what do I want to call it? I want to say if you had if it was like work, you would have like your managers, like it was actually leadership, TFAS leadership group. And I was actually in that group, honestly. So I have screenshots of their block lists. They create a block list where it was either people they had blocked or they should block. Everyone should block, or people who they should keep an eye on because maybe they weren't buying the material or they weren't into getting coachings. Or, you know, they might have liked an ex-member's post, and we'll definitely go into that, how they would treat ex-members, and things of that nature. We'll also talk about the fact that even though they talk about, you know, paying for services rendered, they expect a lot of people to work for free, or to work for very little, in the hopes that what they were working on as far as the project would actually pay out. It would have much more returns for that. So we'll kind of go into that as well. I used to be also part of the Divine Gaming. I guess I can call it a company if you registered it. But I used to be an artist, concept artist, for a very short time, for that company, with another friend. Actually, here's the thing, I want to say a few friends, but as soon as another friend and I dipped, it was very interesting to see how quickly these so-called supports cut connection off from you. It kind of reminds you guys have ever done any research into cults or MLMs, multi-level marketing, things like that. They have a very similar um, uh, similar way about them, I'll say, and the simple fact that um, when someone joins the group, whatever it may be, there's a lot of love shown. There's a lot of support there. Everyone's technically there for for that person. But when they decide to leave, everyone who they thought was their friend pretty much turns their back on them. They cut all ties with them. They start trash talking them, uh, pretty much trying to defame them, or pretty much talk bad, put bad on their name. Pretty much, I can't think of the words right now. Sorry. So we're going to talk about that because they did have a few situations where that did happen with multiple members who stepped away, and Jeff and Shaleia. And I want to say, I mean, they couldn't force anyone to do it, but I want to say they definitely strongly encouraged people to break ties with these people and to block them and to dislike or unlike any of the pages that they had, or to not provide services with them, or to, if they did had services with them, even ask for their money back through refunds, even though the service that they had paid for was provided. So yeah, we'll definitely do another video because this one's running extremely long. It's already 22 minutes in almost. And there will probably be a multitude of videos with screenshots and kind of explaining the ins and outs of this group of TFAS and the divisions underneath of it. Because even though there's TFAS, Twin Flame Ascension School, you have the Life Purpose class. They also have, I guess, a mapping company out, Divine Gaming. Supposedly they're doing a music company now, and some other stuff, I'm pretty sure. So we'll kind of go into that. I'll kind of go into my own thought process and my own opinions about certain things, and I'll let you guys know when certain opinions are mine. And if I say that this is what they said, I will definitely have the proof to show you guys. So yeah, so that is to be expected. Honestly, I was hoping I would not have to make a video pretty much putting everything out there, but it seems that they can't even follow their own word as far as to providing the services that they said that they would give to their students or ex-students, whatever the case may be. So that is it for right now. Like I said, I will definitely post another video. I'm not sure what that video will technically be about as of right now. For the people that I do get permissions to show their names, I will do that, but for the most part, anything that I post outside of Jeff and Shaleia's works or the emails that their HR has sent me, I will actually block out the names, just so that way I don't feel anyone should try to attack certain people. Honestly, I feel for the most part a lot of people in this group they've lost their way for the most part. And their morals, and in a way have been brainwashed. For me and a few people, I'll talk about this as well in another video, but I'll just kind of briefly talk about it. Me and another friend who left the group, we became really good friends. We actually met through TFAS, but we became really good friends, and we had relationships, really good relationships outside of TFAS. Our life was not consumed by TFAS or Life Purpose or this community in general. So for us to leave and up and leave, for us, one, we weren't able, I feel like we were very lucky because we weren't easily controlled. we had a life outside of this group. We had things that we were doing on our own when it came to our life purpose and life in general. So our life wasn't consumed by this group. So it was definitely easier for us to look at where we were, take a step back and say something's not right here, and to make that decision to leave. And be okay after we left. And we still have a good communication. We still talk. We still joke around. She's one of like my closest friends. Like I tell her almost everything. And we came out really good. Like I think a lot of people who continue to make sure they still had relationships outside of this community, and continue to not judge people based on their choices. For the most part, I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like those were the people who were able to look and see that this, like, something wasn't right a lot sooner and be able to leave. After my friend had left, I shortly left afterwards, but I purposely left later because I was still getting a lot of information through posts and videos and stuff like that, from the leadership private group to the open forum group. And it was funny because a few weeks after my friend had left, they finally removed me from the leadership group, which is pretty smart on their end because I got screenshots for days. But even now, if you look, I think the TFAS group is actually private now. And we'll talk more into that because now, I won't get into it now, but there's a lot more information that we'll talk about when it comes to getting into the group now and what that's like. So I do appreciate you guys actually taking the time to sit here and listen to me. For those who are watching who are still in TFAS and think this is a load of BS, that is completely fine. I've definitely been one of those students who has been very quiet for the most part. I haven't said much. Even in the Facebook groups, I was very quiet. I never voiced my opinion on too many things. I am definitely a person who doesn't say much, but when I do need to say something, I will voice my opinion about it. Or when I do decide to say something, I'll definitely voice my opinion about it. So yeah, that's it for right now. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like I said, another video will be coming soon. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.